What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. How is everyone doing today? I just need a second to set up something and I'm ready. I'll be all ready. Okay. Boom. Okay. How many jib notes do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Ark, my man. What's up? How you doing, Ark?
Please, endless misery.
Okay. That's where I have to go. That's where I got in. You finished my Witcher. The vanilla version or the DLCs as well, the expansions.
This place tears at me as though I'm still alive and being drawn and quartered. I can't stand it anymore. Get out while you can. This accursed place is nothing but a prison. Without walls.
Vanilla in the first one. The Hearts of Stone. Okay, I was here. I did this. Okay. Bucket, what's up, my man? So, how do you like a Gothic? There's another one. Another jib note. I'm gonna read all of those later when I get to all of them. I'm great, my man. I wanted to start streaming earlier, but there was a huge Path of Exile announcement, and one thing led to another, and yeah, you know how it goes. Gothic seems okay. Dude, you can't just say Gothic seems okay. You can either say Gothic is amazing, the best game ever made, or get banned. So, I'm waiting. You were tricked? By whom? By what? By where? You know it will be great. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Before anybody starts to panic, I'm just messing around, okay? You like the weed episode? Hell yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. Gothic stole all of its designs from Morrowind. You should write that in Gothic Reddit. You should go tell them that. You did? Nice. You got banned. I wonder why. Wrathman.
This accursed place is nothing but a prison without walls.
Na 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 Wrathman. Ivan, Geralt, what's up, guys? How's life treating me? Very good, man. Nothing to complain about. Any pizzas today? Nah, nah. Proud member of the cult. Okay, I'm missing one. Missing one. What dimension is this? This is the place where all soul-trapped souls go. Everyone that gets soul trapped ends up here. And there is one interesting character that I would like you to meet, Bucket. I think you're going to appreciate it. Maybe even have some nostalgia tears. Opus 5. Okay, nice.
Over half of the pages found. Keep it up. At this rate, my first volume will be complete. Don't give up.
Do you know who this guy is? His voice?
That was a dark time in my life. I did a lot of things I ended up regretting. Maybe that's why I worked so hard to redeem myself once I was freed. At this rate, my first volume will be complete. Don't...
It's the guy that wakes you up in Morrowind. Is he Nosferatu? Yes. What am I missing? 9. And 2. Is he a vamp? He can be. Who soul trapped him? Dremora from Oblivion. He was in Kvatch in Oblivion before it got destroyed. I mean, when the Oblivion Gate opened, so Dremora that got out of the Oblivion Gate soul trapped him, and since then he's here. If I remember correctly, you can also find his head cut off on a stool. There is a head of a dark elf in a house in Kvatch, and that's him.
Like this?
Never once had a bargain with the ideal master.
Also, guys, if you missed it, check out this. Do you remember what Dark Elves used to be called? You mean Dunmer? Is that what you mean, or some other name? Oh, hi. Yeah, I'll be back. E and B are bane of your existence? Yeah, what did it cost? Everything. Oof. I think my bot is evolving. Baldur's Gate nuggets. Hell yeah. Note 2. Okay, one more. Is that a ring? Yes. It's always a ring. Finally. Do not enter 2020. Ruins are surreal. I have no idea, Geralt. Forge. Yesterday, immediately after the stream, I went out and bought chips because of this. I don't know why, but these seem so crunchy and so yummy that chips was all I cared about. By the way, Geralt, how did you find my channel? Book? Cozy maxing. Empty. Chips rule. Yo, Dead Space. I have to replay that. Note 9. Okay. I am a hunter. I am a redeemer. I am Jib. The tale of my rise to glory begins in the ash wastes of Morrowind. I rode alone, weapon at my side and the burning wind stinging my face. My quest was arduous, but necessary to ensure the survival of Dunmer people. A pestilence was creeping across the Ashlands. Note 2. A menace with insatiable hunger that plagued innocent travelers simply trying to get home. It was my self-sworn task to hunt them down one by one and drive them from the skies. My fury knew no bounds, and their war cry resonated across the land. They were the notorious cliff racers, and they had to be destroyed. On a particularly hot day during sun's height, I was tracking what I called a lingerer, a cliff racer without a nest. He was particularly feisty one too, leading me on a merry chase across almost 3 miles of ash dunes. I had managed to take a piece out of one of his wings in an earlier scuffle, so he couldn't maintain much of a climb, but he still had quite a bit of stamina left, and he was trying to make me tire of the chase. Almost 2 solid hours passed, and my slit strider was tiring, but I couldn't give up. I had sworn to eliminate the foul beast to the last, and I wasn't about to let it go. If I was going to stop the thing, I had to do it fast. I pulled my longbow from my back and knocked my last arrow. I took a deep breath and pulled, trying to keep the cliff racer in my sights. It was literally a long shot, with the beast gaining distance. And the slit strider bouncing me around at full gallop. Finally, with a silent prayer, I released the string. The arrow sang through the air like howling demon as it sliced its way towards its target. Finally, just as it crested the lip of a foiada, the arrow struck it in the midsection. It let out a horrible cry and fell out of sight. My cries of triumph were quickly stifled by the sound of over 100 wings. Raising from the foiada was an entire colony of cliff racers, and they were out for blood. The blasted thing had me led right to their nest, and sacrificed itself with the intent of feeding me to its brood. It was a trap. The damned things had become much too clever. Knowing this was likely the end, I jumped down from the silt strider and hit back of its leg with the flat of my glass blade. There was no need for the innocent thing to die here today because of my stupidity. As the ash cloud cleared from being stirred up in its massive legs, the cliff racer's brood approached. I held my sword high and prepared for the worst. The battle lasted 2 full days. I was beaten, clawed, bitten, and knocked down more times than I cared to. Remember, in the end, 76 cliff racers were slaughtered. 76? That's where they got the name for the... For the fallout, man! I was knee-deep in their corpses and my body on the verge of collapse, but I had survived. I smiled to the heavens, and all went black. When I awoke, all I felt was my back on a cold stone floor. Every muscle in my body was on fire, and my vision was blurred. Slowly, I tried to climb to my feet. It took several agonizing minutes, but I finally managed to do it. As my eyes adjusted to the dim light of my new surroundings, I realized that I was standing before Lord Vivek himself. He was simply staring at me, floating above his throne and staring at me with his piercing eyes. When I began to prostrate myself as a sign of respect, he held up one of his hands as if to say it wasn't necessary. Was I dead? Was Lord Vivek pleased with me? Was he about to strike me down in anger for my somewhat sordid past? Suddenly, I understood everything. Suddenly, I realized that I was brought here for a reason. I should have died in those ash wastes, but Lord Vivek must have seen something inside me that he hadn't seen in millennia, and decided to spare me from my fate. Thus began my ascendant to sainthood. Thus began the rise of Jupe. Yeah, this is all about the book. He basically gave us a quest to get the missing pages and complete a book with them, so that we can take the book outside from this area and get it into the real world. Share it with the world. Because he himself can't get out, because he was soul trapped. The pages can get out of here. The books can go in and out of this place. And he wants to get his book out. Dude. Never apologize for stuff like that. You guys have a complete freedom to come to my channel, to talk to each other. You don't have to pay attention to me. Like, it's all about being chill and cozy, you know? You guys can get into the chat room, talk about whatever you want. I would just like you to avoid politics, religion, you know, something that's delicate, controversial. But whatever else, you're pretty much free to talk about everything amongst yourselves. It's all good, guys. I love you. Now guys, cheers to you. Not me, to you. You guys are awesome. Black Soul Gem. Prince of Persia, dude, I have to play that game. For me, that's the beauty of YouTube or Twitch. You can always find someone that you like, someone to watch, someone's content to watch. Everyone is different. They do things differently. And there is place for everyone. Which is so cool. Okay, I'm missing one Reaper fragment. What is oil? Oil is a type of liquid that has various uses. Whether that's cooking, whether it's oiling weapons, making them, you know, silky and smooth. Sometimes it's good for the skin. You can put it on your skin. And yeah, it has many uses. Machines like oil. Machines like oil a lot. What's Geralt referring to? I have no idea. I have no idea. I need one more. Am I an AI generated by Google? I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to talk about it. I'm a blood-starved vampire now. Welcome back, man. Where am I? Do you know a spell called Soul Trap? Where you can, like, trap souls in soul gems, like Black Soul Gem? Well, this is the place where those souls go when they get soul trapped. This is like their purgatory, trapped souls don't go to heaven, they don't go to hell. This is where they end up if they get trapped. And we came here to rescue the mother of our companion. Is this it? Reaper Gem Fragment. Okay, this is an optional thing. And that's something I was looking for. Don't die, don't die. Nice. So now I can finish this and do the quest. I'm not sure if I saw the new, some kind of limbo. Yeah, I'm not sure if I saw the new ESO expansion. And it kinda makes you think, because if you like soul trap every single soul that exists, and you find out where you sent them, you kinda start to think, maybe I shouldn't soul trap as much. There he is, Grim Reaper. Somerset Islands. So yeah, this is what the Reaper dropped, I guess. And that should be it. Let me kill him again so that I can confirm the loot. Yeah, it's just that. The sorrow, yeah. Okay. It's quest time.
You did it. You have all of my pages.
Yes, sir.
Finally. I never thought I'd see these again. These pages meant the world to me. Thank you. Now, Volume 2 begins. What else? Oh, wait a moment. Here, I want you to have these before you go. A pristine copy of my first volume. Only one in print, actually. And take this as well. Seeing as St. Jib has ascended to pure spiritual form, I won't need it any longer.
Nice. We got the whole book. So cool. Okay. Where is my girl now? Is she stuck? Seriously? Yikes, dude. Okay, I need a loading screen. Boneyard. Added 6 new games under $1 from Steam sale. Wow. Nice. I'm from Lollipop. Nice. Guys, like, when I streamed before, there was like a guy who came to my channel, thought that I was from Russia. May with a raid. Yo, thank you so much, May. Welcome, guys, welcome. I was just about to tell a story. How was your alien, May? What's up? What's up, everybody? So, there was a guy that came to my channel. He was like, "Bro, I know that you're Russian from Siberia." I'm like, "Yeah, I live in the mountains. I have lots of snow. And I also have a snow tiger." He's like, "No way, you have a tiger? What do you feed him with?" I'm like, "Meat every day, bro. Cow every day." Who doesn't have a snow tiger? True, true. Then there was another guy who was like, "Who do you live with?" I'm like, "I live with my girlfriend and my brother." And out of nowhere, chat, he's like, "But why? What if she cheats on you with your brother?" And I'm like out of nowhere, like ready for that, you know? I'm out of nowhere. I'm like, but she already did. He was like, what? Yeah, she already did. And he's like, wait, and you're not mad about it? No, why would I be? She's my girlfriend, he's my brother. They're both mine. It's totally fine. And he completely lost it with that. He had no idea what to say. Like sometimes some random questions are like... I love those. I love those, man. Like questions and assumptions that people make. I love it. And here's the thing, like, if somebody assumes something about me, I'm not gonna be like all defensive or deny it. No, man, I'm just gonna feed that machine. I don't care. If you think my girlfriend cheats on me or whatever, sure, man. I'll play that role. I'll give in. Dude, where is my... She did, and it's totally fine, yeah. They are both mine, okay? I'm trying to complete a DLC, May, but for some reason, I've never seen this DLC being so buggy. Like, I have a follower at the moment that wants me to find her mother. This is her mother, but my follower is stuck somewhere. Doesn't want to follow me. So now I can't talk to her mother. I'm trying to complete a DLC called Dawn Guard. It's a DLC about vampires. Yeah, David, like, check this out. Where is it? Check this out. Oh, yeah. Did I finish the main quest? I did. I did. So, this part of Dawn Guard DLC... I'm supposed to get into the castle, and this door should be opened. But, since I like to explore, I visited this castle before I got this quest to get here. And apparently, that can bug out the quest. You're not allowed to explore it or visit it at all before you get a quest. But since I got here just for the sake of exploration, now this door won't open. So how do I get inside? Well, I have a spell called Summon Daedric Horse. So, I can summon the horse inside. And since mounting teleports you to where your horse is, this is how I'm doing the quest. Isn't that the intended way? It is now, with Anniversary Edition. Now I need to find my follower and get her to actually follow me. Yeah, all of this just works, man. Yeah, I love Todd. I hope whenever he shows like Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6, he's gonna say all of this just works and 16 times the detail. I really hope he embraces the memes, man, and says all of that. I really hope. Oh, there she is. Please, lady, please. Okay, I have an idea. She won't get down. Okay. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. There we go. There we go. By the way, I'm not using any mods, if anybody wonders. This is a pure, clean Anniversary Edition.
Mother?
And once again, May, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much. I don't know why I didn't get the alert. But seriously, thank you. Thank you so much.
Mother! Can't be. Serana? Is it really you? I can't believe it.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to complete the prophecy our way, not his.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you.
So how has it come to pass that a vampire of mixed blood is in the company of my daughter?
Safe? You call bringing her here safe? Has she explained nothing to you?
Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you. You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself. When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Auriel and his arcane weapon, Auriel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon. Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor. Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible. If Harkon obtained Auriel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires. And how exactly do you plan on completing the prophecy without the death of my daughter? If you believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I originally suspected. Don't you think I weighed that option before I enacted my plans? You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. You see the tyranny of the sun as your chance at deification. And like Harkon, you won't hesitate to destroy anything that stands in your path. Serana? This stranger may call himself a vampire, but he knows nothing of our struggle. Why should I entrust you to him?
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known him than you've done in centuries.
How dare you! I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father!
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
If you'd only open your eyes. The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him, before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me. But for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can.
Yo, Rich, what's up? Yesterday you played Dead in Vinland. What's that? What's it about?
Yes. I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you seem to have already killed the keepers maintaining the barrier around these ruins. Yes. Please, follow me. One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the cairn. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly investigate the fact that the barrier has fallen.
The sooner we get out of this place, the better. Relieved, I think. All those things have been building for a while. You have no idea how long I wanted to say that to her. Look, I loved my father, but when he found that prophecy, that became his life. Everything else, even me and my mother, we just became clutter. I was close with my mother, but she just kept feeding me her opinions of him, and eventually I started believing them. The moment we gave ourselves to Molik Bal, things got really icy. They were both drunk with power, and pulling in different directions. And then he found that prophecy, and that was it. I was. Honestly, it took me up until now to figure out that my mother was really just as bad as he was. He was obsessed with power. She was obsessed with seeing him fail. It was just so toxic. Maybe I could have seen this coming. We could all be better off now. Oh, they definitely were. I just wonder if that meant it was my job to be giving. Anyway, we should keep moving. I can't believe we found my mother alive. Well,
The Elder Scroll is just a bit further. Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the vampire can flourish, and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition. If eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated. I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future. As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled the void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer. When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place. I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they craved. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here. The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins. Unfortunately, yes. Since the Keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach. Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Masters as well. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game, each watching the other to see which will give in. I know very little about them. They're mystic entities that lord over the Soul Cairn, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance. Well, some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the Soul Cairn. I believe there's more to it than that. I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence. Conduits, through which the Ideal Masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims. The Ideal Masters' weakness is their insatiable hunger for pure souls. It's the reason for the Soul Cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining with them. The ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters wind up here as harvested souls. Follow me and stay close. Keep your eyes open for Durnavir.
She was studying werewolves and immortal blood. Interesting. Good night, Ark. Sleep well, my man. Area feels RGB. Without the R and G. Guys, be right back. I need some water. Blue and purple is your theme. Very popular.
Wait. I hear something.
He's here. Where'd you come from?
Didn't get his soul? Man, I'm scammed. They scammed me.
Forgive my astonishment, but I never thought I'd witness the death of that dragon. Volumes written on Durnevere allege that he can't be slain by normal means. It appears they were mistaken. Unless... the soul of a dragon is as resilient as its owner's scaly hide. It's possible that your killing blow has merely displaced Durnevere's physical form while he reconstitutes himself. Minutes, hours, years. I can't even begin to guess. I suggest we don't wait around to find out. Now, let's get you the Elder Scroll and you can be on your way. What did you want?
This is cool, lots of alchemy stuff. Scroll.
I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone.
Now that you've retrieved the Elder Scroll, you should be on your way. I have no choice. As I told you before, I'm a daughter of Cold Harbor. If I return to Tamriel, that increases Harkon's likelihood of bringing the tyranny of the sun to fruition. As much as it pains me to send you and Serana back alone, I can't take the risk. Remember that Harkon is not to be trusted. No matter what he promises, he'll deceive you in order to get what he wants. And promise me you'll keep my daughter safe. She's the only thing of value I have left. Did you have anything to ask before you depart? Even if I could, it would only serve to hinder your efforts. Harkon would likely sense my return to Tamriel. The last thing you need right now is a trail for him to follow. Like Serana, I am a daughter of Cold Harbor, a vampire offspring of Molig Bal. My presence in Tamriel would simply double the risk that Harkon could complete the prophecy. The only way I'd even consider returning to Tamriel was if Harkon were not only to fail, but to be destroyed. You must understand, he's no longer the man I married all that time ago. He's obsessed, insane. Everyone around him fears him as they would a rabid dog. For all of this to end, he must die. Farewell. Remember, Harkon's not to be trusted.
Come on, let's go home. The sooner we get the scroll home, the sooner we deal with my father. Come on, let's go home.
So about that zombie game. Is it like Zomboid? Did you play Project Zomboid? Is it like that, or... Turn-based, I see. You played it for 10 minutes, then you can write the IGN review, man.
Stay your weapons. I would speak with you, Quinarin. Cursed, not dead. Doomed to exist in this form for eternity. Trapped between Laas and Enoch. Between life and death. I believe in civility among seasoned warriors, and I find your ear worthy of my words. My claws have rended the flesh of innumerable foes, but I have never once been felled on the field of battle. I therefore name you Quinarin, or Vanquisher in your tongue. Your words do me great honor. My desire to speak with you was born from the result of our battle, Quinarin. I merely wish to respectfully ask a favor of you. For countless years I've roamed the Soul Cairn in unintended service to the Ideal Masters. Before this, I roamed the skies above Tamriel. I desire to return there. I fear that my time here has taken its toll upon me. I share a bond with this dreaded place. If I ventured far from the Soul Cairn, my strength would begin to wane until I was no more. I will place my name with you and grant you the right to call my name from Tamriel. Do me this simple honor, and I will fight at your side as your Graze Mazen, your ally, and teach you my Thum. Trivial in your mind, perhaps. For me, it would mean a great deal. I don't require an answer, Quinarin. Simply speak my name to the heavens when you feel the time is right. There was a time when I called Tamriel my home, but those days have long since passed. The Dova roamed the skies, vying for their small slices of territory that resulted in immense and ultimately fatal battles. I was, but unlike some of my brethren, I sought solutions outside the norm in order to maintain my superiority. I began to explore what the Dova call Elok Dylan, the ancient forbidden art that you call necromancy. The Ideal Masters assured me that my powers would be unmatched, that I could raise legions of the undead. In return, I was to serve them as a keeper until the death of the one who calls herself Valerica. I discovered too late that the Ideal Masters favor deception over honor, and had no intention of releasing me from my binding. They had control of my mind, but fortunately they couldn't possess my soul. Free? No. I have been here too long, Quinarin. The Soul Cairn has become a part of what I am. I can never fully call Tamriel my home again, or I would surely perish. I only hope that you will allow me the precious moments of time there, through your call. In my language, the Quinarin is the vanquisher, the one who has bested a fellow Dova in battle. Even in the Soul Cairn, the defeat of the World Eater has reached my ears, Dovahkiin. You may not be Dova, but the defeat of Alduin earns you the right of title.
Nice, that's cool. He knows, man, he knows. What do you mean, we controls?
Speak if you have aught to say worth the listening.
Yeah, I got the shards and the pages.
ship. What happened to my ship?
What do you mean about controls, Bike?
What now? I figured it would be more of an issue for you. Don't tell me you're that naive. Really? Oh, wow. Alright, well... What do you think my father's going to do once we bring the bow to him? Of course he will. But at that point, he'll have everything he's ever wanted. He won't need either of us anymore. You'll have shown yourself to be strong, which means you can't be allowed to just stick around. And I'll be unnecessary once he has it. I think you know. We both know what's going to have to happen once we find the bow. Keep strong and eyes open. We're on a different path now.
Wait, are you talking about Zomboid? Or what? You can use mouse to move, but... no. Just no. I think this door not being open kinda bugged my game. And how some NPCs interact with me.
Well met, brother.
Yes, how may I say? I'm afraid I won't be able to help you with the scrolls any longer, my lord. Please, do not be angry with me. I'm afraid in my haste to read the first scroll, I neglected the time I needed to prepare. The failure is purely mine to bear. As you can see from my bandages, it's not that I am unwilling, it's that I am physically unable. Oh, please, my lord, please, forgive me. If only such a miracle existed, I'd overcome the impossible in order to secure it, if it meant pleasing you. Although I would gladly die by your hand, perhaps I could offer an alternative way to read the scrolls. Oh, thank you, my lord, thank you. Scattered across Tamriel are secluded locations known only as Ancestor Glades. There's one in Skyrim in the Pine Forest. Performing the ritual of the Ancestor Moth within the glade should provide the answers you seek. It involves carefully removing the bark from a canticle tree, which will in turn attract Ancestor Moths to you. Once enough of the moths are following, they'll provide you with the second sight needed to decipher the scrolls. In keeping with tradition, you must use a specific tool in the Ancestor Glade, an implement known as a draw knife. Every moth priest is taught this ritual, but few ever get the chance to perform it. You should consider yourself fortunate if it works for you. From what I saw in the vision, the Elder Scroll which foreshadows the defiance of the gods with the blood of mortals is the key to the prophecy. Well, as I'm sure you figured out by now, it's no mere coincidence that we're named Moth Priests. The voice of the Ancestor Moth has always been an integral part of reading the Elder Scrolls. Oh, the moths don't literally read the scrolls, but they maintain a connection to ancient magic that allows the moth priests to decipher them. If you listen closely when you find the glade, you should be able to hear their song, a soft, harmonious trilling. It's through this ancestral chorus that the moths tap into a form of primal augur and become a conduit for deciphering the scrolls. By having the ancestor moths close to the moth priest, they can utilize the conduit and share the moth's augury. Only the most resilient of priests can do it this way. It takes years of practice to interpret the harmony.
Thank you, May. Seriously, like, once again, thank you so much for the raid and coming here. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
You've come this far, and you've found several Elder Scrolls. Whether you believe it or not, the scrolls have a mind of their own. If they did not want you to find them, they would not allow it. Because of this, I strongly believe you were meant to hear the ancestral chorus. Only one way to find out. Deciphering one of the Elder Scrolls is nothing like reading a simple book. There is quite a bit of ritual and concentration required. It can take months or even years to complete a single scroll, and even then, months to recover. Sadly, yes. It is the inevitable fate we agree to pursue when reading the Elder Scrolls. It generally does not occur until a moth priest is in his latter years, but in my case, I simply was not preparing myself properly. Yes, my lord? What can I help you with?
So basically, Vampire Thrall, when you make someone your thrall, you're basically making them your simp and nothing else. They don't get any powers, they don't get anything, they just love you. If he could at least... If I could make him like my vampire, he could regenerate his eyesight. But then, can a vampire read the Elder Scroll? A vampire moth priest. Imagine if you are a vampire moth priest. Then you can't turn into bat. Then you turn into like moth bat. Bat moth.
This must be... Not very impressive, is it? If this ends up being a wasted trip, your friend Dexian and I are gonna have some words when we get back.
It's probably in English. Bike. Stream when? And what?
Wow. Look at this place. No one's been here in centuries. I doubt there's any other place like it in Skyrim. It's beautiful. Hope the moths like that bark as much as Dexian said they would. Look at them. They've definitely taken a liking to you. And unless I'm seeing things, you're starting to glimmer.
I think you will finish it tomorrow. Ah, that's cheating, man. Ah. Not fair. Not cool. Read the blood scroll. How about dragon? How about sun? Yeah, I will summon him, but I don't need to summon him now. Not nice for viewers. True and not true. I personally love blind playthroughs. And when people get stuck. And I'm pretty sure there are more like me. but you get stuck for hours, so what? I get it, you're not comfortable with it, right? I understand it.
I'll paint the snow with your blood.
I would love to see you play Resident Evil 3 Remake on Inferno difficulty. Did you know that Resident Evil games have adaptive difficulty? Like Resident Evil 2, for example, that you all already played. If you play on standard, and if you're really good, your difficulty will raise up to the hardcore. And whenever, like, you get bitten, or you use health potion, or you miss a shot, the difficulty goes down. While whenever you hit a shot, or you do something... whenever you kill an enemy, the difficulty goes up.
Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow. I never trusted those damn scrolls. Who knows what those things could have done to you? Just look at Dexian. What about Auriel's bow? Do you know where we can find it? Then it's almost over. We can finally rewrite the prophecy as we see fit. Where is this Darkfall cave? Then let's get going. I want to get there before my father has a chance to track us down. Not much. If you read any history, it shows up from time to time, but it's a hard thing to track. As far as I know, though, it's never been held by a vampire. That would be a new one. Auriel is one of the elven gods. He's with the rest of them in Aetherius. The way I've heard it, the sun represents the connection from our world to theirs. Supposedly, the bow draws its energy from the sun itself, which is why it shows up in that prophecy. And that part I don't know. Once we have it, hopefully it'll be obvious.
Keeps the right amount of challenge. Yeah, but you can also manipulate it if you want to. Like, you can get bitten on purpose before a boss fight, so that boss fight gets easier. Chat, be right back. I need to check something. Okay, I'm back. I apologize. I'm back and ready. Man, the new Death Stranding is launching on March the 30th. Man, so many games, man. Okay, I was here.
Who's there? Done and done.
This spider reminds me so much of your emote, man. Did Skyrim steal the spider from your emote? You made it last year and they stole it?
Come forward. You have nothing to fear here.
How did Serana get behind him?
I am Knight Paladin Gelabor. Welcome to the great Chantry of Auriel. Auriel, Alkosh, Akatosh, so many different names for the sovereign of the Snow Elves. I prefer Snow Elf. The name Falmer usually holds a negative meaning to most travelers. Those twisted creatures you call Falmer, I call the Betrayed. Of course, you're here for Auriel's bow. Why else would you be here? I can help you get it, but first, I must have your assistance. I need you to kill Archcurate Vertha, my brother. The kinship between us is gone. I don't understand what he's become, but he's no longer the brother I once knew. It was the Betrayed. They did something to him. I just don't know why Auriel would allow this to happen. They swept into the Chantry without warning, and began killing everyone without pause. The Chantry was a place of peaceful worship. I led a small group of paladins, but we were no match for the Betrayed's sheer numbers. They slaughtered everyone, and stormed the inner sanctum where I believe they corrupted Vertha. He's alive. I've seen him, but something's wrong. He never looks as though he's in pain or under duress. He just stands there and watches, as though waiting. Leaving the way shrines unguarded would be violating my sacred duty as a Knight Paladin of Auriel, and an assault on the Betrayed guarding the inner sanctum would only end with my death. Yes, let me show you.
This is snow elf magic. Incredible.
This structure is known as a way shrine. They were used for meditation and for transport when the Chantry was a place of enlightenment. Prelates of these shrines were charged with teaching the mantras of Auriel to our initiates.
What's that basin in the center, Signify?
Once the initiate completed his mantras, he'd dip a ceremonial ewer in the basin at the way shrine's center and proceed to the next way shrine.
So these initiates had to lug around a heavy pitcher of water. Marvelous. How long did they have to do that?
Well, once the initiate's enlightenment was complete, he'd bring the ewer to the Chantry's inner sanctum. Pouring the contents of the ewer into the sacred basin of the sanctum would allow him to enter for an audience with the Archcurate himself.
All that just to end up dumping it out? Makes no sense to me.
It's symbolic. I don't expect you to understand.
So, let's get this straight. We need to do all that nonsense to get into the temples so we can kill your brother and claim Auriel's bow.
I know how it all sounds. But if there was another way, I'd have done it long ago. The only way to get to my brother is by following in the Initiate's footsteps and traveling from way shrine to way shrine, just as they did. The first lay at the end of Darkfall Passage, a cavern that represents the absence of enlightenment. There are 5 in total, spread far apart across the Chantry. Caves? Oh no. The Chantry encompasses far more than a few caves, as you'll soon discover. But before I send you on your way, you'll need the Initiate's ewer. Once you've located a way shrine, there'll be a spectral prelate tending to it. They will allow you to draw the waters from the shrine's basin, as if you've been enlightened. This may be the last time we're able to converse. If you have any questions before you leave, I suggest you ask them. Otherwise, all I can do now is grant you my hopes for a safe journey.
Yes?
Questions? I expected as much. This is, or was, the epicenter of our religion. Most of the Snow Elf people worshipped Auriel. The Chantry was constructed near the beginning of the First Era to provide a retreat for those that wish to become enlightened. Our empire had temples to some of the other deities. Trinimac, Sirabane, Y'ffre, and Finister rounded out the rest. But those temples paled in comparison to the glory of the Chantry and its way shrines. Oh yes, they were an important part of the process here. They represented the steps the Initiates took on the path to total enlightenment. Sadly, the magic used to construct these wonders were lost long before I arrived here. They're ghosts of the Snow Elf priests that tended the way shrines before being slaughtered by the betrayed. Through the grace of Auriel, they were restored to their spectral form to enable them to continue their duties. I'm afraid in their current form, they still believe the Chantry to be an active center of worship. They won't respond to you in any way other than believing that you're an initiate and you're undertaking the journey to the inner sanctum. We were once a wealthy and prosperous society that occupied a portion of Skyrim. Unfortunately, we were constantly at war with the Nords, who claimed the land as their ancestral home. In a manner of speaking, we had always maintained an uneasy alliance with the underground-dwelling dwarves, and when faced with extinction, we turned to them for help. Surprisingly, they agreed to protect us, but demanded a terrible price: the blinding of our race. There were splinter groups that resisted the agreement, and even some that sought alternate alliances. But when it was all said and done, those elves were either slaughtered, vanished, or gave up and took the dwarves' bargain. I've often asked myself that very same question. The blinding of my race was supposedly accomplished with a toxin, certainly not enough to devolve them into the sad and twisted beings they've become. The Chantry is quite isolated, so it took some time for word of the dwarves' offer to reach us here. By the time the compact had been completed, it was too late for us to even attempt to intervene. Correct. We only numbered perhaps 100 at the time, so our presence remained a secret to the dwarves and the Nords. Ironically, our undoing came at the hands of our own people. Yes, they swarmed the Chantry in vast numbers until we were completely overrun. We never really stood a chance. I assume that the Archcurate was corrupted by them when they found a way to breach the inner sanctum. Verther and myself are the only 2 snow elves that remain. May Auriel light your path.
Yes? That wasn't as unpleasant as I thought it would be. Kind of soothing, actually. I feel a little warm. What now?
Haha. So cool.
Where'd you come from?
Nice.
Challenger is near! You are weakling! There be no other red.
I knew I heard something. What have you got?
Game. So, yeah. Guys, it's fine. It's working as intended. It's fine. Like, the black screen, it's an overlay, okay? I'm testing a new tech, okay? New technology.
That wasn't as unpleasant as I thought it would be. Where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
Oh man, this bug reminds me of one bug scene in Resident Evil 3. I can't wait for you to check it out.
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
It's such a meme scene. Oh no, it's not the same bugs. Oh wow, look at that. Wow.
The challenger is near.
don't worry, the bugs in the next game get even more spicy. Darkfall Passage Note 1. I made it farther than I thought, but I'm afraid I can't go on. I chose not to. I am content to die here, in this quiet little room, alone with my thoughts. The creatures won't follow me here. No more danger. The silence is welcoming.
Something.
Good night, man. Sleep well. Thanks for coming out. Mission close to end? No. There's still a bit more to do. I'm also playing on the vampire side, but next time I'm also gonna play on the human side. This DLC. When I finish this one, I'm gonna switch to human side and redo it. Not fan of them. Yeah, they do, but maybe you can also become a vampire, become the leader of the vampires to change them for the better, you know? Become the leader of the pack, the alpha. And tell them not to suck anymore. Do it. A vegan vampire. New boss, new rules. Hell yeah, man.
Who's there?
That's cool. That's cool. Good night, man. Sleep well.
Where'd you come from? Get it down while we can.
Note 2. Strange why the cursed have set up so many traps near the stone barrier. Going to rest for a bit, not take any chances. They set up those traps for a reason, and I'm not about to go rushing in to find out why. Just going to sit here, regain my strength, and possibly try and use the traps to my advantage.
Gain some traps. Be careful here. Whatever's on the other side of this, if only I wanted to keep it here.
And this is his fate, yeah. I guess he pulled the wrong rope.
Where'd you come from?
Wow, look at you, so cute.
Done and done.
Veil Sabercat hide. Guys, I apologize, but I have something to do. I might continue this later. I don't know, in few hours when I finish everything I have to do. Everybody, thank you so much for watching, coming out. I really appreciate it. If I don't come back later, then have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.